Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with yet another recording of Rachmaninoff's third piano concerto, this time by a Japanese pianist. Nobuyuki Tsuji. He's a very good pianist. He's made a couple recordings for DG. And like everybody today, they just are playing Rachmaninoff over and over. The Russian piano school. It's nice. I love the Russian piano school. Don't you think we're reaching the point of saturation? Don't you think we reached the point of saturation? We really have. And of course, this may do well in Japan. Let's put it that way. I'm sure it's going to be promoted there. In the rest of the universe, I doubt Deutsche Grammophon's going to do a damn thing about it. Let me explain to you why. Then we'll get to the performance, which, by the way, I'll tell you right up front, is very good. And it's an interesting collection of stuff. You know, you've got a concerto and then you've got solo pieces. So it shows, I think, reveals the economics of the major labels today. It really does. First of all, the solo pieces. Let's look at what you get. You get some transcriptions, fun transcriptions actually. You get Pletniev's Suite from the Nutcracker, arranged for piano. 2 Rachmaninoff song transcriptions, lilacs, of course, because everybody does lilacs, and Rachmaninoff himself made the transcription. Then How Fair This Spot, Opus 21, number 7, transcribed by Arkady Volodos, and The Flight of the Bumblebee, which of course is delicious, transcribed by Rachmaninoff. The Vocalese, arranged by Alan Richardson, and then you get the concerto. Now, the transcriptions were recorded in Berlin, according to this thing. Wait a minute. Let's get here, because you really need to know how they're operating. It's important and interesting. July 2025. So that's nice, and that's fine. And the piano concerto was recorded in January, February, March, April, May. May 2024. It's with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic, conducted by Domingo Hindoyan, and it's actually a studio recording, which is really great. It's not live, because you're getting all these live from competitions and things and audience noises and stuff. It's so much better to have a studio recording, or they can get everything right, and they do. That's the point. But actually, the recording of the concerto was made by Avex Classics International under exclusive license to Deutsche Grammophon. In other words, Deutsche Grammophon doesn't own this. They licensed it to Deutsche Grammophon, which is interesting. So heaven only knows how long this will stay around and on what other labels it may turn up. It's an exclusive license. We don't know how long that license works. But the bottom line is that in order for this to happen at all, evidently Tsuji made some solo recordings in Berlin, and then somebody paid for him to do the concerto. And that recording, which was an independent production, was then licensed to Deutsche Grammophon. And that's how they're operating, so they don't bear any real financial risk. I find that astonishing, and it shows, their deep, deep commitment and faith in their artists, doesn't it? I'm so cynical. I know I'm cynical, but I mean, that's what's happening, just so you know. Let's get to the point. Tsujii has been playing the Rachmaninoff Third Concerto for, he says about 10 years in the notes to this booklet. And actually, he's very honest about it. He says he doesn't exactly have fun doing it because it's really hard. But he knows and loves the work, and it's a very beautiful performance. It's a very knowing performance, I would say. It's well thought out. It's well structured. It's beautifully balanced. Finally, we have a performance of the opening paragraph, that first 3 minutes, where, when the piano goes underground and the orchestra gets the tune and the piano's doing all this accompanying, we don't have the balances mucked up. He knows when to take a back seat, when the orchestra comes forward and when not. And it's really, really important in this concerto, particularly in the first movement, which moves very, very nicely. It's not heavy and thick in the traditional Russian manner, but nor is it quicksilver and light the way Rachmaninoff himself actually used to play it. It's very balanced. I mean, there's a purposefulness to this performance, I think, that's really, really good. So much, so much the better. The slow movement doesn't drag, and when they get to the finale, they take off at a really good clip, which I really like. I mean, it's not a return to the first movement. It's jump but beautifully done. It has no dead spots. I really feel this performance. It really, really doesn't. And the accompaniments are very nice. The orchestra sounds good. The sonics are good. It was a pleasure, actually, to listen to this Rachmaninoff third. So I was very pleased, even though there are 30 trillion, billion, zillion, quintillion of them floating around right now. I mean, this was worth listening to. It had character and it had intelligence. And that's saying a lot. Now, as for the transcriptions, well, those were more of a mixed bag in my view. The concert suite from the Nutcracker. Oh, the Sugar Plum Fairy doesn't dance. I mean, you can make the upper range of the piano sound a lot like a Celesta, but this was just a little draggy. And so was the Trepak, strangely enough. I mean, that could just have more gusto and verve than it did. The other pieces are beautiful. The song transcriptions are very nice. The Flight of the Bumblebee is aptly virtuosic. It just flits along the way it's supposed to. The vocalese also struck me as lacking that sort of vocal quality. It needed more of a legato, more of a long singing line than Tsuji does with it. I mean, it's not perfect, but on the whole, this is a very attractive recital by a fine pianist and a very good Rachmaninoff third concerto. If you collect Rachmaninoff third concerti, I think you're going to want to hear this. I really do. I think you'll enjoy it. So there you have it, my friends. Another Russian piano thing. And what can I say? I mean, they just keep coming, don't they? So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.